Hello everyone, thank you for joining in. This is Sandie La Nae of Psychic Creations. On October 10th of 2014, I was invited on the Nevada Trails TV show to speak about my books, especially my new book, Weird Reno. I had a nice and fun surprise waiting for me. I was being interviewed by the famous Lucky Duck.
Hi, I'm Lucky Duck for Nevada Trails. Tonight I have a very special show. I have author and psychic Sandie La Nae. Welcome to Nevada Trails.
Thank you.
And happy Halloween, future.
Oh, well, happy Halloween to you too. This is awesome. Thank you for the invite to be on your show.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lucky Duck was at the Mont Blue and was voted the most beautiful duck there the other night.
Well, I can see why.
So we're quite happy and we're looking forward to attending your gala Halloween event.
Yes, yes. I'm going to be having a killer party.
And you've also done something very special. You've written another book. We're here to celebrate an entrepreneur, Sandie La Nae, and tell us about your book.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, my book, which is newly published, is called Weird Reno, and this is my 10th book.
There's something weird about Reno?
Well, actually, if you read my book, you're going to find out all kinds of really weird things about Reno. This book actually is a lot of fun to have written. The docent and historian at the Nevada Historical Society found a lot of very strange and very interesting pieces of information that are in this book. So between, her name is Arlene LaFerry, and between her and I, well, I happen to think this is a fun book, just chock full with all kinds of interesting pieces of information.
Well, Lucky likes Reno, and one of the things Lucky has done in the past is do the architectural tours.
Oh!
Have you noticed that some of the architecture is just a little bit different, and some of the buildings just to be different?
Mm-hmm.
And is that something that's in the Weird Reno?
Just a little bit of that information, yes.
Yeah, you have to really pay attention, because it's just all of a sudden the architecture will do something, and then you have to really spot it.
Right, you do.
So give an example of what's weird about your weird book.
Oh, well, we have inside, we have all kinds of interesting chapters. We do have laws.
You have what?
Laws.
Laws?
Like weird laws,
oh.
Like if a dog walks onto your yard and it's abandoned or something, and you know the owner, I guess it wouldn't be abandoned if you knew the owner, then you can hang the owner.
Hang the owner?
You can hang the owner because the dog walked onto your land.
You sure you should write that? People might start hanging each other.
No, really, that might be not a very...
You might be a troublemaker. And that's still in the books?
That's in the books here?
No, I mean on the books, the law books still.
Oh, it's on the law books now.
Oh.
Exactly. And you can't have a bench out in the middle of any street.
A bench?
A bench. You can't have any bench.
You mean like for stopping at the bus?
Like sitting down, well, in the road. There's a law that says you cannot have a bench or chair or any type of seat in the middle of any of the roads in Reno.
So what do you do at parades?
I don't know why you'd want a bench or a seat in the middle of the road anyway. You get run over, but...
Well, I wonder how the debate was at the chamber or the commissioners about that one.
Oh, exactly.
I'm against the benches, and then someone said, "You Democrat." Always picking on the benches.
That's right. Well,
that's weird. That's definitely weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of other interesting pieces too. Not all things are weird. There's a huge chapter here about movies that were filmed in Reno, notabilities and personalities that were born in Reno.
Well, didn't like some stars come to get divorced in Reno that were pretty major too?
Oh yeah, like Mary Pickford. Yeah. And oh yeah, there's a big chapter in here on the divorce laws. They changed from 1897 to, I think, I need to read my book, in the 60s. They changed because you had to live in Reno for, let's say, 6 months, then it went up to a year, went back to 6 months and 3 months, and now 6 weeks. So there's the history of that. There's also a story in here about that when the women would get their decree, their divorce decree, they would kiss the column on the courthouse and then go throw their rings in the Truckee River.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah. So there's also stories in here about murder and mayhem.
Murder and mayhem?
Murder and mayhem in Reno.
Oh, no. That's what Johnny Cash did.
Yeah.
Just to watch him die.
That's right. And there's ghosts, and there's the bowling alleys, the different bowling alleys, clothing stores that were around. There's one in here. It's real cute because at the end of the advertisement in the clothing, at the bottom of the advertisement, it said, "Stop in and see our electric light." It was an advertisement from the 1890s. So yeah. So
in my neighborhood, it's pretty true. Nobody can afford power, and it's never on anymore.
That's so funny. So sure, we have roads and trains and slot machines and the Reno Arch. The Arch,
Arch?
The Arch, That's, the biggest little city in America. That changed quite a bit throughout the years.
Well, yeah, the truck ran it over.
I guess it did, didn't it? But there's, we have Justice Court, gangsters, slot machines, the animals, the weather, Scott Island. This is full of really cool and interesting, weird, and fun facts. And there's also a few little sub-chapters on Sparks, because Sparks is a sister city, and it is associated in many ways, on many levels, with Reno. So
I've been there. It's weird.
It's weird. It is, yeah.
So how do you research looking for weird things? Just read and find things that are weird, and you want to share them with the audience in the trivia book?
Yes, it's interesting what's online, what people will write about. Mostly a lot of these are newspaper articles, and they go way back to the 1850s. Okay. Research from Arlene LaFerre did here, being she's a docent historian at the Nevada Historical Society.
So you can go and say hi to her right now.
Well, hi Arlene, hey, you're on TV.
Go see Arlene. She likes to be bothered.
Right. Well, she's an awesome researcher.
She's very nice too.
Yeah, she's an awesome lady. She's the one that gave me the concept for this book. Actually, how this book came to be is, every once in a while, we all have Facebook pages, and every once in a while, she will put a very interesting article that she found in, on her Facebook page. And there, in 1906, there was a court proceeding that came about because someone found bones in a safety deposit box in the bank. And so I wrote back to her and I said, Arlene, that sounds like an awesome book to write. Maybe something like Strange Reno or Strange Things About Reno. Well, we agreed on a title of A Weird Reno, and then the book just took on a life of its own, really.
Well, you like to create reality, and that's creating reality. It's a beautiful cover, too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. I do my own covers.
Did you take that picture yourself?
I might have. I don't remember. I have got thousands of pictures of everywhere.
You bet, good
and
stuff.
So I don't know if I took that one or not. I just grabbed it from my phone.
How would one buy that? Is that book at Marley Books? And
it's going to be at Marley's Books in Carson City, Nevada. Right now, being I just got it published and I just got it sent to me. You can purchase it on my website, which is www.sandypsychicstones.com. There is a button there for my books. Now also on the 25th of October, I'm going to have a book signing at the Nevada Historical Society, so you can buy this book here too.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. So sure, and it is used, actually, if I could boast a little bit here, it's going to be used as a primary source with different museums and bookstores, and hopefully the Nevada Historical Society. So I'm real happy about
Excellent.
that.
Well, good things about, weird things about anything is always unusual.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's really cool about this is going to be the first of a trilogy. Arlene and I are going to do Weird Virginia City and Weird Carson City.
I don't think it'll be too hard.
We're going to find a lot of weird stuff going on.
Well, I know the museums in Virginia City have a lot of weird pictures, so...
Yes, they do.
All you got to do is look at the weird picture and weird things will happen from there.
I think that's going to be totally weird.
Yeah, Julia Boulette, she's got all these pictures around town.
Yeah.
A lot of weird history there, too.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of interesting things going on that has gone on and still going on in Virginia City.
Well, tell me more about your other books here.
Well, last April of 2014, I wrote a book called The Old Genoa Bar, and I wrote this in honor of 3 different things. One is Willie and Cindy Webb that own the bar now, and then I also wrote it in tribute to and an anniversary of the Genoa Bar, as this year it's 160 years old.
Awesome.
It's even older than the state of Nevada, which was my 3rd tribute. I wrote this in tribute for the Nevada organizations are having their 150th anniversary celebrations this year.
Yeah, my best friend Michael Smith has a picture in there.
He has a picture in here, Michael Smith, and if I can boast, he happens to be the producer of my show, which is Psychic Creation, and he is in this book. So this book is for purchase too on my website, also at the bar too, if you happen to go to the Genoa
they've sold
bar.
a lot of them there. Not that I hang out there, but I do enjoy the place.
Well, sure, yeah. So they always have these books on hand here.
Well, that's awesome. When do you get time to do all this? I know you're a busy woman.
I love to write. My first book actually didn't come about till 2007, and since then it's like I can't stop writing.
Well, 2007, Sue, how many books have you written in the last 7 years?
This is my Reno, Weird Reno is my 10th book, but I have about 7 that I'm working on.
Well, since Lucky's met you, I think you've done at least 4.
I believe so.
Yeah, because this is the next one, and we talked about Genoa, we talked about St. Mary's,
and the St.
and
Mary's
this one here,
Hospital.
I'm still kind of curious about that one. You didn't really tell me a whole lot about that one. Is that now like an art store or art museum or something?
Well, right now it's considered to be an art center, the St. Mary's Art Center in Virginia City, Nevada.
Yeah, and then is that where you have that picture of a nun? Was that from someplace else?
Yes, that was actually on the porch of this building. Is this book, actually what I write is what I term historic paranormal books. The first part of the book is historic, and the second part has stories of our findings in the paranormal.
Excellent. Well, right now, do we have any friends with us?
We have lots of friends behind us, yes.
Well, thank you guys for coming. We always appreciate the audience. And is the picture of the nun in this book?
Yes, it is.
So you can purchase this book and find it, and there's a picture of a nun on the porch, I believe.
Yes, we figured out that it was Sister Xavier.
Oh, right. So she's still kind of watching out over the place.
And she's watching out over the place still, sure.
Awesome. Well, is that a fun place to write and talk about? Or?
Yes, it is. I love this building. For 5 years, I was in this building so much, and I got to know the spirits, and I just got to know the building itself. It's a majestic structure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I know our friend Kim Capel was very active at the Genoa Bar. Is she still going to do more things here for her ghost tour itself? Does she still end up there?
Yes, she does. Yes, Kim Capel has a wonderful Genoa Historic Ghost Tours.
You know, is that still active? Can you still contact her to do and see the Genoa Bar and get your book at the same time?
You sure can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you just contact her through like Genoa Ghost Tours, or?
Yes, she's online, www.genoahistoricghostttours.com.
So you can do the tour, the ghost tours, and then get books. I know, isn't your next book like the Drake House?
I already did the Drake House.
No, oh yeah, here, we didn't talk about it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, we did talk about the Drake House?
Oh, we will in just a second.
Oh, okay. I was going to say. And we'll be right back after this short break. And see Lucky Duck do some dancing. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't tell if I'm getting your attention or not.
No, my neck locked up. I'm just like stuck looking left.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm like, I can't turn now.
How about I give, then for the next, you went almost 13 minutes on that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. I didn't know we were stopping, so. Anyways, 2 books.
Oh, well, you have to stop for your Lucky Duck thing. So we can do 11 minutes on this one.
Okay.
Well, let's see how it goes.
Now, how about if I cue Sandy, and then Sandy, what kind of a cue can you give? You want to do the old...
I could maybe like raise my glasses like this, because I
just
could
do 3.
Yeah, just do.
Let me have it.
I'll just go ahead and raise my glasses when
Well, I was over here giving you the wind up, and she was getting ready to say, well, we'll come right back, but then you...
Well, usually I get some peripheral motion, then I didn't even see you at all.
Can you see me over here? I mean, if I'm over here.
Kind of if I try.
What?
But I wasn't trying, I was dead locked in concentration here.
Where do I have to be where I can be seen by you.
Well, I just have to try to look.
How about if I see you and I'll raise my glasses
And there'll be three.
and then you look over to see
Okay,
how long.
okay.
Ah, there you go.
All right, a plan. I like the plan.
Okay.
Okay.
Is
That
all my
way
skin
you'll-
covered up?
Don't get twitchy now and start.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's like, okay, don't do that.
She's
till I
like,
see
oh,
the
she's got
cue.
fleas.
We just started.
Sure, do guests all scratching themselves the whole show? And I'll be lousing the studio when they leave. You know?
Okay,
Okay.
we'll get our second half.
Hi, I'm Lucky Duck for Nevada Trails, and tonight I have a very exciting show when we're talking with authors Sandie La Nae and psychic. And the next house, I've had the pleasure of visiting the Drake House.
The Drake
Drake
House.
House.
Drake
It's
House.
next to the Drake House.
It's next to the Drake House, that's right.
Well, when I was there, it's actually a beautiful antique store now.
Yes, it is.
And it's got some spirits, though. One
Yes,
is
it
in
does.
a haunted painting.
Yes, it is. And that's globally known, too.
Yeah, and that's is that part of the ghost tour as well?
Yes, it is. I think Kim has got 2 or 3 different types of tours, and I believe that the Drake House is one of
And
the
can they buy your book there as well?
Yes, they can. You can
Oh,
buy this
okay.
book.
Well, I'll let you talk about your book then.
Okay, well, the owner of this particular building is a friend of mine, and a couple of years ago I said, how about if I write a book about this place? And she said, that would be wonderful, because after all these years, 20 years or so of telling people about the spirits in the house, she says, now I can tell them to go buy a book.
Yeah.
But the Drake House, which is now Antiques Plus, it's the very last structure at the end of Genoa, Nevada. It used to be, well, it was built by the one and only undertaker of Genoa.
Awesome.
And so it's actually a very interesting home to go into. All of the rooms are 12 by 12 by 12 high, because the mill, that's all they would create and cut is 12-foot planks.
Which is really wild to me because I'm always bumping my head in these older structures.
Oh, well,
Except for they shortened the stairs, I believe, and upstairs for the kids somehow.
yes, they do. The railings aren't like, if you're used to railings this tall, the railings in here are very low, as the door frames are, because many, many years ago, this was built in 1872, the adults never went upstairs. That was all the kids' rooms. So everything was built lower, you know, to keep the children safe.
So they were spoiled.
They were spoiled, yeah, yeah.
Well, I was lucky enough to be there at one of your shows, and I could have sworn they had a famous painter or a photographer come by and take their picture a long time ago. That's exciting stuff to go see in itself.
That is very exciting. It was either 1962 or 1964, Ansel Adams was driving through northern Nevada, and he stopped, took a picture of the Drake House, and that was before the current owners were living in it. And it's the most beautiful black and white photo, portrait painting of the Drake House. It is just fabulous.
Well, yeah, if anyone's taking any photography classes, and you kids should have some fun doing it, he's always in the books, and his paintings are in, or his pictures are in the museums, and then now there's famous pictures of that house.
Of that house.
So he stopped
inside
by
the house.
to take a picture of that house. So
he did.
he got off the main highway and kind of took the small roads. And
Right.
So that's exciting.
Well, this is exciting too, because this house was featured in a movie, I can't remember when it came out, I think late 70s, called Charlie Varick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was, the house is featured, and as you were saying, there is a haunted painting inside of, it's a real pretty portrait of like roses laying on a table, and it's globally known as being haunted. There were several people from, well, all over the place that wanted to purchase the painting because it's a pretty painting.
Yeah.
And the spirit that still has a death grip on it, every pun intended, she didn't want it sold. And so I think it was in 2007, the owner of the Drake House, now her name is Martha, she asked me to come in and see if I could find the spirit. I happen to have an ability where I can see dead people. And so I went in, and yes, there was a lady by the name of Mary, and she said, please don't sell my painting. Before that, when people would come in, it would fall off the wall. It almost started a fire. It hit an electric outlet. this spirit was adamant that it didn't get.
Well, did the spirit say why she loved that painting so much?
Yeah, it was hers at one time.
So it's her favorite object,
It's
so
her,
she's going to stay with it.
Oh, believe me, a lot of antique stores and museums, those the items that they carry, they're still, well, the people that own them originally still want to keep them.
Excellent.
Yeah, very haunted places.
So the antique stores are packed.
They are packed with a lot more than antiques, believe
So
me.
you're taking home a family of 4, maybe. You know.
That's right. You could be with that old china at your.
Well, the Dake House also has I believe a little like a child room outside. It's like a box, or it's, what do you call it?
Well, it's a playhouse.
It's a playhouse for those kids, and it's like a little house.
It's an exact replica of the Dake House.
And it's neat. I think it's even for rent if people want to rent it for an occasion at the Genoa.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe you're
It's
right.
so cute. I think you should just get it for the summer.
Well, I think, yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, go there and go to Genoa Bar and go back and take a nap.
That's right. Now, why not?
Or go back and read a couple books from Sandie La Nae.
That's right. That's even better place.
Well, I've had the pleasure of reading a number of your books.
Thank you.
One, I really like how you're so detailed. So you kind of know about detailed history, then you know about the hauntings, and then you kind of know about the people of the hauntings. So you kind of feel like when you're done, you know the whole physical flow of the place.
Oh, well, thank you for that. I really try and do as much research as I can because I'm a real stickler for accuracy, the proper names,
Yeah.
you know, the owners, the genealogy of a house. I'm kind of a real stickler for. Thank you for that, for the details to make sure that my books are true and accurate.
Well, I know some of the things you do, you do tours like the Stewart School.
Stewart Indian School.
Yeah.
And also the St. Charles Hotel, we do tours here.
So how do they get a hold of you if they want to be involved with your tours? Do you have like a website where you tell upcoming tours?
Yes, we do. I have a calendar, and I should update it, and that's on my website, which is www.sandiepsychicstones.com. Or the best place to really see what we've got going on is my Facebook. It's just a Facebook under Sandie La Nae or Sandie Psychic Stones, and that's where I put all kinds of flyers. I'm a flyer queen. I like to.
Flyer queen.
Yeah, I like to create all kinds of flyers of what we do, which I happen to belong to a ghost hunting team, paranormal investigative team called Thin Veil Investigators. And that is our findings that are in usually the back part of.
Well, this one's exciting. My best friend, Michael Smith, see what a great guy he is. He got a discount and he put his sister in one of the rooms.
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah, and in fact, they were in a room that I call Phil's room.
Phil's room.
And he likes to pull hair.
So she hasn't read the book yet.
Oh.
I just said, I didn't say anything actually.
Okay.
But she walked past the little haunted shrine.
Yes.
And there's a haunted shrine, and there's like, places there that said it's haunted, and discussions and rumors and innuendo. And then, things like the tours.
Right.
So she got a hint that maybe it might be haunted.
Oh, well, it's kind of haunted.
So she said the cat sometimes acted weird.
The cat will act weird.
And her teenager acted weird, but we thought that might be normal.
Oh. That could be. I just think about that a second.
Normal. And then she said that, did you ever get your hair pulled? And she said no. So to me, does that mean the ghost liked her and let her stay there?
Probably, because they were in Phil's room.
Yeah.
And he might have liked her. He doesn't like too many people.
No, from what I heard, that he's even pulled your hair.
Yes, he has pulled my hair because he does not like me. But every time I go into St. Charles Hotel, I make sure that he knows that I'm there.
Yeah, and then you greet him and welcome him. So I've been on your tour. It's an excellent tour.
Oh, well, thank you. It's a lot of fun. I love this building as much as I do all my buildings here that I've written about. But I love this one especially because we have been able to investigate this since 2005.
Well, on your tour, is it on your Facebook page they can see your tour?
Yes, in fact, tomorrow night I've got a tour going on.
Excellent.
I try and get a tour about every 3 or 4 months going on.
Yeah, so they can get signed up for the next one on that.
And you can see my haunted painting.
Oh.
I have a haunted painting, and believe me, that painting is very, very strange.
There's a haunted painting. Is that what's in the little museum there?
Yes, there's kind of like 2 museums, one about a Hank Monk tribute, and then there's another museum where there's some artifacts You know, the old artifacts.
Well, if you know history, Hank Monk's a pretty big deal. And his room was like real small, little bed, little chair. And I was like, whoa, it was tough in the old days.
Oh, yeah. and at one time, between this hotel and this one over here, which was at first the Mueller Hotel, there's 206 rooms that were in this St. Charles Hotel, and they were all about the same size of that little tribute room, which is no bigger than a closet.
Your body basically heated the whole room.
I think.
Well, anyways, I recommend people come down to Carson City and rent a room for the October 31st parade. You know,
oh, well, that would
it's
be
150th year. Go down and have a party. There's a bar downstairs, and there's a place that sells a big plate size. We call it pastry.
Okay.
Yeah. Right next door.
Right.
I think it's Mom and Pops or something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Mom and Pops.
Well, I think we're getting down to the last minute or so. Can you give out your final, your contact information so people can track you down?
Yes, you can get a hold of me at www.sandiepsychicstones.com. That's my website that takes care of all my books, all my psychic business, all of our Thinville investigators, everything.
Well, I'm Lucky Duck, and I'll be taking care of meeting and greeting the kids October 31st at the Governor's Mansion. So I think it's going about 6 to 9 or so. So kids, come on and say hi, and happy Halloween, and everybody have a good time, and thank you for watching, and thank you for being on the Guided Trails.
Thank you. This has been a pleasure.
This is Lucky Duck saying thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Okay.
What an honor it was to be interviewed by the famous Lucky Duck.